All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being with us today. It's great turnout and nice to see everyone. It's a really exciting day for Purdue football today. Turning a page and in an incredibly positive direction. Before we get into all of that though, I just want to first thank President Chang, Board Chair Mike Berghoff, incoming Board Chair Gary Lehman, incoming Vice Chair Mike Klipsch for their support and engagement through the process. You know, these things don't happen easily or quickly or without the need to sort of fight your way through a lot of different circumstances, and we couldn't do it without the support of these folks. And so I'm very grateful. Their commitment to our success at Purdue and Purdue athletics is really unmatched, and I'm very grateful. So I'd like to invite President Chang up now to share a few thoughts with us. President Chang.
Good morning, Boilermakers. How are you doing this morning? Boiler up to all of you. Now, today is a momentous day for Purdue football. We welcome Coach Barry Odom with great excitement and enthusiasm to Purdue family as our new football head coach. And we know that Coach Odom, you've been head coach at both Missouri and UNLV. Congratulations. What an incredible turnaround at UNLV. What an incredible season. 10-2 regular season. You took the team to the championship game of a very competitive conference and ranked top 20 in CFP and AP polls. You've won a lot of games at the other two conferences. You're going to win a lot of games here in Big Ten. And to Tia and Barry and your beautiful family here, a warm welcome to the Purdue family and to the Greater Lafayette community. You're going to find this very much like your birthplaces, a Midwest hospitality and humility. And we look forward to outstanding relationship between you and the community, and we really appreciate your being here. Thank you. Now, congratulations, Mike. We all know the tough job of an AD these days. Intercollegiate athletics in our country is going through a transformational period with a lot of changes and turbulences coming up. And we are very fortunate at Purdue to have the experience, the integrity, and the intelligence of Athletic Director Mike Bobinski. Thank you, Mike. and thank you for recruiting one of the best football coaches in America to Purdue here. Now, on this momentous day, I prepared 85 slides and 3 hours. I just got 3 things to say to all of you. Support, compete, and character. Athletics is an essential and defining part of what Purdue is about. And we've got a glorious history in football. Today, we're going to revitalize that. Athletics is such an important part of what Purdue stands for, what it means to all the Boilermakers out there. The Board of Trustees and myself, we are going to invest more than ever before in athletics. We're going to support all our teams. We're going to support you, Coach Odom, and your staff, and your student athletes. This is also about winning. Here in Mackey Arena, we remember just a month ago, the Boilermakers took men's basketball to the national championship game. You remember that? How many remember that? Coach Odom, the Boilermakers are hungry for success and excellence in everything that we choose to do. We have that hunger for success in football. And I know you're going to be with me in Ross-Ade this coming new season. Who's going to be with me among the students as well? Boilermakers will always have the grit to fight, to come back, to compete, and to win. And to win with Boilermaker spirit, upholding integrity, sportsmanship that reflect the character and the values of Boilermakers. Coach Odom, let's go winning and boiler up. Now, this university, our Purdue, is blessed with an extremely stable, capable, dedicated board of trustees, chaired over the past 9 years by Chairman Mike Berghoff, with full continuity, transitioning next year to Chairman-elect Gary Lehman. Thank you, Gary. Mike, I know this how much it means to you personally. You care about this place like no one else. We all care about it, but you care about it deeper than any of us. You are like 2 times infinity. That's the equation for the nerds this morning. And Mike, thank you for everything you do. Thank you in particular for your instrumental role in securing the recruiting of this amazing coach. So let's give it up for Chairman Berghoff. Mike.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for those kind words, Mung. I want to talk about 3 different groups that participate and made this possible. And I'm going to start with the president and the board. Coaching searches are not suited for committee work. They move quickly, they have to cover a lot of territory, and so it requires the president's office and the full board to completely trust a small group of people who are pursuing our next coach. So I want to thank the Board of Trustees, our next chair, Gary, Mike Klipsch, who will be the vice chair, and the rest of the group who acted quickly to support all this, and for the president to allow this search team, small search team, to do the work that brought us Barry. That's not the case at a lot of places. There's not that kind of alignment. Too many people want to get involved, and it stalls the process and ends up impacting the outcome negatively. The second group I want to address are our fans and our students. I want to acknowledge the impact that you all have had with our football program. Your attendance at the games as season ticket holders and as students has been incredible, especially in a year that wasn't going the way we want. Nothing changed. The place was full, and it was full of excitement. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to be rewarded next year for that loyalty. Because Coach notices, he knows the importance, and he is confident about the success we're going to have next year. And then finally, I want to recognize Mike Bobinski. I had very little to do with this. He led this search. He directed it. Almost all of the phone calls went through him. And the result is because of his hard work and his experience, and we're lucky to have him. So with that, I will turn it back to, I also want to thank his staff that was involved. Jamie, Ken, Tiffany, and many others who worked behind the scene to make this happen. All right, so thank you to it all. Thank you all for that. So, thanks, Gary. So I'll turn it back to Mike to introduce Coach. Thanks.
All right. So I thought I'd talk just a little bit about how we got to this great place here today. So when you get into these things, the first thing you do is you evaluate sort of the potential pool of candidates. When you know you're going to have an opportunity and an opening, you sort of work through that process. And here at Purdue, we evaluate against a certain set of criteria. And they're pretty standard things, but I'll just run it through real quickly. First and foremost, we want a person of integrity, someone who's going to be an ethical leader, who's got high character and represents that in everything they do. Secondarily, someone that respects the academic orientation at Purdue. This is college football, and academics are still the first and foremost thing that we do. Making sure that that is a primary focus of our head coaches is really important, so we work hard against that. A work ethic. As I've said many times, this is a really good job, but it's not an easy job. The Big Ten is no joke. I mean, it's 18 teams that are all competing really, really aggressively to be great. And so this is going to require somebody that's willing to roll up their sleeves and get after it each and every day. Intelligence matters. Being able to be strategic, being able to find solutions to things when it's not necessarily clear is also really important. So you got to have somebody that's got the capacity to think through situations. And then finally, a history of success and growth. There's nothing like knowing what winning looks like. It just makes a difference. And if you haven't done it, you don't really understand what it takes, the price you have to pay to be successful. So once you get through that you determine a qualified pool of folks. For us here at Purdue, and we did that, we found a number of folks that we thought were qualified to be our next head coach. The most important thing at that point is to determine who truly has a passion to be here at Purdue, to do our job, who has a vision for success at Purdue. Not what it's like to win at Alabama or Texas, but to win here at Purdue, and a commitment and a belief in what's possible here at Purdue. As we work through, it's very similar to recruiting. We've learned this in every sport that we have. When you bring young people to Purdue that are truly committed to the place and want the full Purdue experience, that's when we have our greatest success. You know, we can't ever talk anybody into it and think we're going to land in a great place. You got to have people that have a burning desire and a passion to be here. Well, once this process began, it was clear that one coach stood out above all when it came to having that desire to be at Purdue, to lead this football program at this university, and that was Coach Barry Odom, and I was very, very grateful, and we should all be very grateful for that. Once we identified that, we started to look a little bit deeper at Coach Odom. And if you guys have probably all read some of his history at this point, but the football journey is incredible. He was a tremendous player as a linebacker at Missouri back in the day. Immediately got into high school football coaching. Before that, though, actually, he worked in Missouri's version of the John Purdue Club. He did a little development work, so he knows how to do that, which is never a bad thing. Became a high school football coach, then a graduate assistant at Missouri, then the director of recruiting at Missouri, then the director of operations at Missouri, then the secondary coach at Missouri, and then he became the defensive coordinator at Memphis, back to Missouri as defensive coordinator, and then head coach at Missouri at honestly a very young age in the SEC. So we've got a gentleman here who has really touched every every base along the way. Then became the defensive coordinator at Arkansas, and then finally back as a head coach at UNLV. Grew and learned from every experience, and I think that's the key to success in life. We all go through a journey, and as long as you are open-minded and aware and willing to grow and learn from every situation that you're put in, you ultimately land in a really, really good place. And I can tell you that I think Coach Odom has very intentionally grown from every experience that he's had, and that's how we've landed on somebody with such a great skill set and such great experience. What was accomplished at UNLV these last couple of years was nothing short of remarkable. That was a place that had zero tradition of success, zero winning culture. I mean, just none of it, literally none of it. And to go in there and immediately win 9 games the first year, 10 games the second year, is one of the really incredible college football stories of these recent times. It is nothing short of remarkable, and we are very, very fortunate that he now is willing to bring that same skill set and that same vision here to Purdue. What that shows me is that Coach Odom, and I believe this, he brings a very unique combination of an old school, traditional football toughness and mindset with ability to operate and adapt to today's college football environment. Again, the very best coaches in our country have done that. I mean, if you look at, and I'm not going to put these comparisons out there and have you live, but Coach Saban at Alabama in football, Coach Krzyzewski at Duke in basketball, Coach Painter in basketball here at Purdue, have grown and adapted to the environment around them. They haven't just said, hey, this is what I do, and we're going to do this regardless. You have to grow, you have to adapt, you have to be able to succeed in today's circumstances. And I think Coach Odom has proved that, in living color here these last couple of years at UNLV, and doing so again in a place that didn't have a tradition of success. The style of play will be one that I think will really be welcome here at Purdue. We'll be a tough, hard-nosed, disciplined football team. When we take the field, no one will play harder than we will. And I think that's exactly what Purdue people look for. The ability to put together a staff will be unquestionably done at a high level. Coach has been in the football world for every day since he got out of college, and his network, his contacts, his ability to bring coaches with him from UNLV and then attract the right people to fill in the rest of the staff at a high level is going to be very apparent very quickly. Finally, he's a great family man, and that you learn that very quickly. His lovely wife, Tia, sons JT, Garrett, and the chairman of the board, Anna, right here, are just great people. We had a little breakfast this morning in the conference room. We all grabbed our food, and Anna Lockwood took the seat right at the head of the table. She knows exactly where she belongs, and she ran the breakfast like you'd expect her to. So who Barry is, what he does, and how he does it, I believe, will resonate with the Purdue community in an incredibly positive way. I am tremendously excited for today, for what he'll bring to Purdue football, the impact he'll have on our football players, our community, and in the entire Purdue family. Will be just something special to see. I can't wait to get going. Without any further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome head coach Barry Odom to our Purdue family and his great family. Coach Odom.
Before we get started, I want to make sure everybody can hear. When you're sitting up here, it sounds kind of jumbled, and I don't want you to miss any of Coach's talks. Raise your hands if you can all hear. Okay, super. It's my fault.
Good morning. What an honor to be here standing in front of you guys today. I want to start by saying that my wife, Tia, my kids, JT, Garrett, and Anna Lockwood, are thrilled for this opportunity. We're excited to be in the community and part of this wonderful university. You look at the values of Purdue University in the alignment of geographically in the Midwestern part of the United States. We're thrilled to be here. We know what is the fabric of this community. We know what the fabric of this great university is, and we're excited to be a huge part of that on making sure that we do our job to put Purdue football on the national stage every single week as we get started building this program. I would certainly like to thank President Chang on all the work that he has done. The Board of Trustees, specifically Chair Mike Berghoff, thank you. And then our Vice Chair, Gary Lehman. The other night when we landed 2 nights ago, we had the opportunity to get together with a number of the Board of Trustees. And I could feel the alignment. I could see and feel the passion that they have for Purdue University, the state, and for our football program. I believe that alignment and partnership are so vital for success, and I want to thank Director of Athletics Mike Babinski for all that he has done, not only through this process, but then since I started here just a few hours ago, he's been by my side every single step of the way, and the alignment and the partnership that we have to chase championships together in every areas of this program, I will be grateful for forever. His leadership and vision is aligned with mine, and how together we're going to build a championship team, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. I'm excited to build a program on the great values that's shown in the fabric of this university. Obviously, a very welcoming Midwest community. When this job came open, I had always looked at it as one of the elite jobs in college football for a number of reasons. The academic prestige that is with this university, the geographic location on the ability to recruit and attract high-level student athletes that are aligned with the visions of hard work, with character, with vision, and then the ability to compete in the Big Ten Conference, which is obviously the strongest conference in all of college football. You look back at the great football history that Purdue has had in recent, obviously with Coach Tiller and the great success and the championships that he had, and the transformation and the impact that he had in college football is something that I watched and admired from afar. And then most recently with Coach Brom and the success he had. I've known Coach, and we went against each other 2 different times on the field. You look at the cradle of quarterbacks and the den of defensive ends and the culture that is here and is built that I'm excited to take over and continue to grow to the next level and the next stage. I think you look at the experiences you have not only in life, but in the opportunity to be a leader and the opportunity to get in front of a group of 105 student athletes and have an impact on those guys. I'm thankful for you guys that are here this morning to be here. You better not be missing a final. We've got work to do, we understand that. I had a chance to meet these guys yesterday for a team meeting, and look forward to meeting every single one of them before they get out of town with their finals being over. We talked about the structure and how we're going to do things as a program, and we will all be defined by our habits, the winning habits that we have every step of the way. We're defined by those academically, socially, how you prepare on the field. I would like to talk just for a moment about the influences you have as you grow in this profession. And I've been fortunate to be around really, really great people. And the short time that I've been here, I see that this is a special, special place. The former players that I've had a chance to coach, I've got relationships with forever all over the country. They're always welcome here. The former players at Purdue University, the doors will be open for you, and I'm going to do a great job on representing what you have built here long before I came. I understand and feel the responsibility to get us back to being a proud program that's competing for championships. I had a chance to have really good coaches over my career. Started in high school with a guy named Jerry Gamble and Larry McBroom. And I played at the University of Missouri, was a student athlete there under a hard-nosed coach named Larry Smith. And then I had a chance to work with a Hall of Fame coach in Gary Pinkel for a number of years at the University of Missouri, Justin Fuente at Memphis, Sam Pittman at the University of Arkansas. And then you look at how you collectively build who you are as a team, who you are as a head coach. You learn from your experiences, from your ups, from your downs, and then you apply it to the next opportunity with this team. And I'm excited to get started on January 13th as we start our winter conditioning program. I think you also look at leadership in the capacity of athletics directors. And obviously, with Mike Babinski and the things that we're going to do together, I couldn't ask for a better partner in going to work with that. I had a chance after we first talked to call around in the business on guys that I've had a chance to work with over the years. Joe Castiglione at the University of Oklahoma, Mike Alden, who's retired in the business. They were tremendous in my leadership role and how I grew in the profession, but also they were one of the reasons that initially I was attracted to Mike on his leadership style, and then the validation of what that looked like once we started developing our relationship. So I think collectively together, things are aligned here. It's going to be a quick turnaround. I do not believe in rebuild projects. I believe in getting the best out of the program and the guys that we have right now and winning immediately. You look at the opportunity for student engagement in Ross-Ade Stadium, filled with excitement. We need the students, we need you to help us go achieve the things that we're going to achieve. My style of football and brand, we're going to be very, very explosive on offense. We're going to score points. I'm labeled as a defensive guy, but if you look at my history on the offensive coordinators that we've had, the progress that we've made on that side of the ball, we're going to be explosive. We're going to play complementary football. And then on defense, we're going to be a very, very tough, aggressive, attacking defense. And then we will put together a special teams unit that is one of the most elite in college football, playing complementary football in all three phases. Hard, smart, and tough, disciplined brand of football that we're going to bring back to Ross-Ade Stadium. We walked through as a family yesterday, we walked through Tiller Tunnel, and what a great experience that was. I could close my eyes, visualize, feel the excitement that's building and what we're going to unveil in that stadium. Together, we're going to put together an elite staff that will greatly increase the student-athlete experience. I'll get the best coaches here to coach, to mentor, to guide, to love, to lead our student-athletes to be successful in every area. Our program's going to be built and is going to be built on a 12-month structured plan for success in every single area of our student-athletes' lives. Our habits will define us, and we're not going to back down from anything. Creating opportunities, and ultimately, the goal is to win a championship. Playing meaningful games in November, chasing a Big Ten title, and everything that comes after that. I'm honored to be your head coach. I'm excited what we're going to build together. We're getting started, and it's going to happen fast. I would just like to end this with saying, boiler up.
Thank you, fans and staff, and distinguished guests, for attending today's welcome event for head coach Barry Odom and his family. We will take group photos up here with these distinguished guests. And media, assembled media, you can now make your way to the media room. Like Coach said, boiler up.